Hi, John Wano here. It's Saturday today, 31st of May 2025, and I'm going to try to do the video. I've checked the volume is okay on the video, and I'm going to do it offline and then put it up on Facebook afterwards so that I got a copy of the video. And because Facebook takes the videos off after 30 days, so I want to try and save the videos I do on Facebook and keep them in a library for future. And I want to take off from where I left off before and go right through again my little presentation. I want to catch up with the yellow vest people, and I'll just explain a little bit before I start on the yellow vest here. This is in Britain, UK. Here, the flag on the back of the yellow vest that was given to me by Kevin Blackburn from Manchester in England. And at the time I went across there with the group to stay for a long enough period to take over the Queen Elizabeth Trust, because there's no trustee on that trust at the moment, and I'm still going as the trustee of that trust, where it's only Sophia of Spain, the only remaining trustee out of Queen Elizabeth II, the first trustee, and Prince Andrew, the second trustee, and the King and Queen of Spain. And but there's only the Queen left, and the King has passed away, and the title is gone down to Prince or King Philippe from the Philippines at the moment, that he's in charge of that side of where the wealth has gone to Spain and spread out amongst other interests in the Crown Corporation. And so I'm saying we're still partners in that crown of Queen Victoria, and I want to make sure that we have our right as a claimant in it. There's my name that Kevin Blackburn has put on the yellow vest. I'm still acting as the leader of the British Crown people of United Kingdom and Westminster, London City. With this yellow vest, I still am loyal to the British people, and Kevin has put the flag of America here as part of his time supporting Donald Trump. At the time there was Brexit going on, and the Queen and Donald Trump had exited the Crown Corporation's business into Frankfurt, Germany, and Donald Trump was leading the Queen in front of her while she straggled on behind, and with Gordon Brown in the Parliament as Prime Minister then, that took the Navy, our Royal British Navy, away and put it under the British Armed Forces from the British Royal Navy, and so we lost that because Gordon Brown, Donald Trump, and Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth II took off and stole the Crown business away from us as the partner to Queen Elizabeth II with the Treaty of Waitangi here in New Zealand, and also the partner to King William IV, and this flag here of Admiralty Mortgage Bank Law, and also the Municipal Corporations Act of 1835, King William IV, and also the Declaration of Independence flag of the Confederation of United Tribes of Aotea, New Zealand, and not so much the Whakaputanga, which is Maori flag, with this same flag with the government in Wellington, Crown of New Zealand, under the new company called Crown Sovereign of New Zealand, and their flag that was going as Queen Elizabeth II and her Crown Sovereign of New Zealand, Syndicuro Governor General, that's gone and defrauded our flag and used it for her Queen Elizabeth II monarch with her Syndicuro Governor General flag of New Zealand gazetted in the New Zealand Gazette of the Government of New Zealand and the Parliament that Paul Goldsmith put it into law as the flag of New Zealand was against this flag. It was treason and also espionage to steal our flag and put her own flag of New Zealand up for 2 years, 2023 and 2024. She put her flag up as the flag of New Zealand, and that is an offence that I'm holding her as treason against this flag, the flag given by King William IV, King of emperors, right back to King William I, King Solomon, and King Ernest Augustus, or King William III of Orange, 1689 Bill of Rights Act, and his 1694 Bank of England Act, and his 1694 £2 patented Patterson pound note is this flag that picked up the Royal Navy from King William III and King George IV, and on to King William IV here, and then supposed to be King Ernest Augustus the first, the three brothers that's supposed to carry on this legacy. I'm carrying on this legacy of those kings in our court of record in the High Court of Admiralty in London, and with our contract to King George IV leased land of native New Zealand that have issues with the King Charlie and Eddie Mitchell and the Mitchell Family Trust here in Hamilton, New Zealand. I've got a bone to pick with him with this flag over his Charlie flag and his stealing our native land title lease of 201 years. That comes under this flag, and with my name on the front here that Kevin has put on, Kevin Blackburn has put my name here as the leader for the Yellow Vest people. I'm still there as the leader of the Yellow Vest people, although it's gone quiet now, and I'm still going to pick up and carry on my job as the leader of the Yellow Vest people, Britain and UK and also Europe, and with this flag, and also in Australia, New Zealand and Canada. This flag here, Clarence Moai is flying this flag there for his people in Canada, the native people of Canada, sovereign people of Canada, and also Harvey, Joseph Kinemato, the other native chief there in Canada, been with him for years and going through the same with this flag then and still now. I haven't changed, and everybody else has changed, and I see that the British people have gone with Donald Trump and his crypto. I'm saying it's fraud. Don't touch it. Don't ever touch it, because you'll get stung. You'll lose your money, because I've already lost money because of that flag and that Trump's flag here and his system of crypto that is plying his trade with it here. This flag here of Donald Trump's Admiralty in the Sea flag. All flags from their countries are in the Sea of Admiralty and not on the dry land. This one here is dry land, only King's dry land flag, and God we trust in the world. This is the only flag with the 8-point star here of St. Patrick Church in Northern Ireland to pick up the rent on the land north, east, south, west in the world, on the four corners, free passage through the world, with this black line here, you see around the red cross, is Satan. That's Satan, the devil. That's the Vatican there, the church, the Catholic Church, Vatican, right there, that black line, and Israel and America. That's the black line of Satan and the devil that's working its dirty business around the world and Israel and shooting up people and shooting them off their land with this mortgage flag law. And Donald Trump has just got rid of his Admiralty law of money because he's got all the stolen money. This is going to get it all back for you sovereign people of the world. This flag on dry land that I'm a judge for, and with the rightful jurisdiction here to mortgage debt Donald Trump and anybody else violating the laws of Admiralty mortgage lien bank loans. Okay, so you get this mortgage on your head, Donald Trump, and every other corporate business like Eddie Mitchell in Hamilton, New Zealand, and he's got 17 trillion US dollars stolen from this brain. Okay, you get this on your head next week, Eddie Mitchell and the Mitchell Family Trust. Your whole family loses everything to this flag. Okay, jurisdiction. If you haven't got any jurisdiction here to match it in this book, and all these photos here that's got your photo on it. I'll show you afterwards. I'll go through these now that I've got the video running on the camera only, so I can save the video and push this yellow vest wave around the world. I'm leading the yellow vest here in New Zealand and Britain, still going with this jurisdiction and around America and the world. I'm just doing the video on the camera only, and then put it on video on Facebook afterwards because it's going really well. The sound is going good and the video is going good because I checked it before I went on. So I'm just explaining the significance of this jacket that I wear. I wear it with conviction, and I wear it with purpose and jurisdiction. Okay, I'll put it on so that I can be seen to be serious about what I say, because everything I say is the truth affidavit video. You have to challenge or refute what I'm saying against you if your name is on any of these documents here. I'm going to show you them one by one afterwards when I finish reading out what it's all about and how this yellow vest is going to go around the world all together in a wave of sovereignty against these devils in these documents here. All these pages here that's got people in it that's liable. Okay, I'll go through it after. I'll go through my list of everything I want to say first, and then put that up afterwards. I'm just downloading all my Facebook sites here, and I will do that while I'm doing this, and have some conviction to what I'm doing in this yellow vest. I am loyal to, and loyal to the people in Britain that I started with first, and I see they're all gone to the crypto. And where you go with the crypto, because you're going to get the bill. Anybody in the crypto game is going to get the chip coin, 2 bar pound note, water money currency, and gold currency on your head. The King William IV gold coins and all the gold missing. I'm putting a Leon 970 million trillion pound notes on all you corporate heads. Donald Trump, you're the first. You're the first behind Eddie Mitchell and the 17 trillion. That's what I'm with. This brain put it together and he stole it. Just proves that everything I'm doing in New Zealand on law of the land and law of the man up there, I'm doing my job diligence. I'm doing my diligence to keep the law straight. And if you're true, you have no problems with common law. That's what Donald Trump has changed his law and his attitude, being someone that has no idea of commerce, no idea of trade and commerce. That's what Jeff Sachs was saying. He's the professor of commerce and trade and negotiations, that he said Donald Trump was the bottom of the class. He just don't have it. He just wants money for real estate. Well, you get the bill, Donald Trump, because Eddie Mitchell and you have the same brain. Steal the land, steal everything, and take advantage of people when they're down. You and Israel, Donald Trump, I'm holding you for murder and genocide and killing innocent people, mothers and children, and raping them. All that. It's on your head because you're part of the fraud. You're complicit in the fraud every day that I see you mischief. Okay? Your British Crown law was made for pirates on the high sea. You're on the high sea with this flag, Donald Trump. You're on the high sea with this flag, and against the flag on my back. That's the flag that made the law of mortgage lend bank loans. You didn't make mortgages with this flag. It's got nothing. Only in the sea with machine guns on your ship. That's why you got the biggest machine gun ship in the world. Well, other people are going to band up against you, mate, because you are big mouth, American hyped up mouth. And that's all you are. You got kicked out of Britain, kicked out from Scotland, kicked out to go and sit on somebody else's land and squat there. You're squatting on Indians' native sovereign soil land. You're from Scotland. You go back to Scotland. Donald Trump, get back out of there, off those lands. Because, like Fedral in South Africa, he wants his land back because you Pakias had it long enough. You white men have had it long enough, and you screwed their ass and made cheap labour out of slaves, those black slaves, and took their land and put things on it, and they say, where's our bit? It belongs to us. It does belong to them. I'm going for them. I'm going with Trey Roy and this country in New Zealand. Try to stop me from doing what I'm doing by the book. I'm going by the book. Here, I put this together, put long hours, 50 years, to put this bloody book together to rake you all up in the law. Put the law on mortgages on your head to see you get your own medicine back, Mr. Donald Trump. I'm after you. I'm in the real estate game too. I haven't made a cent out of it. I've been learning what you've been doing with it. You've been screwing everybody in the world. And you're still screwing people and telling them what's good for them. You've got no business in those countries you have raided with this Admiralty law. Now that you don't want it, you're throwing it in the rubbish, and I've picked it up, and I'm going to use it on your fucking head. Okay? You get that in your fat head? You're going to be mortgaged to buggery with this. Okay? I've got no problem with that, because the Rogan judge is in my head, the white part of me, and the Cosgrove lawyers is in my head, the law of the land, and the law in this book. Okay? The seals here. You see these fucking seals, Donald Trump? You don't have these. That got you on the land in the first place, gets you off the land. These seals here, from Westminster, where you got your law from. You borrowed the law to make your law in America, and this law will trump your Trump law. Okay? Your law of common law and military law will get the bill. You'll get the bill from all the other people who had enough of you, had a guts full of you, and no more of you anymore. Okay, so now I'm just going to read out what I had when my internet went down and slowed right up. I've just got to keep this. I've got 42 files downloading at the moment from Facebook. I'm downloading all my files. That's what's number 30 of 42. I've still got heaps more to do. I'll just get that 29. That was 29. 30. 9. 30. There's the next one. Get that one. Okay. I just got to leave them spinning over because they're big files. And put the number on it. And let it go because it takes a long time. 30. Enter. No, that's all the way. On the way. And then back we go. So I'm going to read these through and give you an idea. Then I'll do those documents over there, the coloured ones. So I'm going to read it to you. 31 Saturday, 31 of May 2025. Videos of yellow vest people, that's what I've been watching, the yellow vest people, and the orange wave of what Jack is doing in Hamilton and Huntley, and all those original people there, and the Maori organisations, incorporations, all those people. I'm with them, okay? I'm on your side, because I'm with the Maori and the Whakamininga, and also with the Confederation of United Tribes of Aotea New Zealand and Pacific Islands and the rest of the Asian countries that we're in the Pacific with. Okay, the Ring of Fire is where I'm at with East Island and the original water people from the Pacific. Okay, I'm there for them and do my due diligence to keep the law intact, the money law. And the spiritual law is up there with the Moai statue. And so I'm just read this through and then go into it afterwards. So the flavour of the day is the yellow vest march for the sovereignty of our country and every other country that's being compromised by Donald Trump stealing other people's sovereignty and country. Okay, so we're going to kick him off the land here first, kick him off Australia, kick him off Canada, kick him off Britain, kick him out of the place and chuck him back in the sea. In the sea you go, just as a sea flag, and the flag on my back is a land flag. I'm here for the land, and you're in the sea, Donald Trump. You go back in the sea and nothing on the land. Okay, you get off the land. And go away. Go in your ship and go out there and stay out there. Don't come back on the land. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Donald Trump. I'm saying that for all the people who can't speak this lingo of Freemasons. I'm acting 33-degree Freemason over your Freemason, Donald Trump. You're just a playboy. You're just a Hollywood, Bollywood playboy. Okay? Just a toy boy being told what to do. The Freemasons are telling you what to do, and you've got a boss on top of you. I'm at that boss right at the front of the queue of the flag on my back. Your flag is here. It's plastic in the sea. Right? That's what I say. Your jurisdiction in the sea, my jurisdiction on the land. Okay? You got that? Don't forget what I'm saying. Don't forget what I'm saying. Anybody that got something better. If you got something better, better put it in front of this book. And these seals. You better come up with something better than that. Okay? All those seals along the top, all those ones at the bottom. You better come up with something better than that. And years to match. Okay? Years to match. All those people in South Africa, all those people in America, all those people in Canada and Australia, you better come up with something better than that. Otherwise, you got no jurisdiction over this book and everything I'm doing with it. I know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. Native lands. Okay? Anybody born on the land at that time to this time. Anybody. Doesn't matter who. Any race, creed, or whatever. It's you're on the land. You are living on your land with somebody else running it. That's the trouble, Trump. You are sticking your nose in our business. And you keep out of here. You keep it right out. And don't come and try and force your crypto through my old people here in New Zealand who can't understand it, your fucking bloody words and your crypto hyped up to there. Real hyped up American big mouth. That's all you are, big mouth opportunists, eh? You and Israel go and shoot up everybody with this mortgage law. You use this mortgage law to buy all your arms, and every other country did the same too. And China and Russia, they used the same Admiralty law to make money, to go and pay taxes, and everybody pay taxes to get the money to get the arms to protect your country. You're not protecting country, Donald Trump. You're shooting everybody up and taking and stealing their land, their resources, and telling them they're scumbags. You're the fucking scumbag, Donald Trump. I'm telling you straight to your face. Don't try and fool me with what you're trying to do in New Zealand, because I've got more political clout in law than your bloody head of real estate like Eddie Mitchell. You're going to get fired with this book and the law over your head. And debt you, and everybody, I want to see everybody see you humiliated, Donald Trump and Eddie Mitchell and the government here and all your ministers in the government, all your politicians. Your photos are in here, in this book. You can't get it off. You can't get it off. I'm waiting for someone to try and take it off. You go straight into the High Court in London because I set it up for mischief pirates, like all those ministers like David Seymour in Parliament, playing around with the Treaty of Waitangi and altering it. You're tampering with someone's law, David Seymour. You haven't got your own. You changed the 86 Constitution of New Zealand from the 1852 Constitution. Now you're using the 1852 Constitution, you bastards. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, David Seymour. Don't touch that 1852 Constitution Act. You leave the fucking thing alone, because I'm going to stick this right up your fucking ass and get you off these lands. You're going to go in the sea of this flag here. In the sea with Donald Trump. In the sea. Out there. Gone with the fish. With the sharks. Okay? So now I'll just carry on going before I get heated up to hell. I've got those women looking after me. Rita and Lisa. Lisa, the one with the magic hands, the hands-on wairua, and Rita is the massage. She's the one that fixes up my joints and all the paru in my body with the kawakawa leaves. She keeps my brain going better than it ever did. No, that's why I'm like that, full of fire. I'm full of fire, just like Chore in South Africa. He wants to get things going. I want to get this yellow vest going to get all the sovereign people their own sovereignty back. Get rid of the corporates, get rid of Trump, get rid of all the politicians in the parliament and replace them with a robot. And Romeo and Juliet robot in Westminster, and chuck those fucking useless Keir Starmer and all these bloody politicians out, because Charlie is sold the whole country to the EU Parliament. His German family, German family, just like Kate Frost, your German family is trying to steal Chatham Islands. Kate Frost, get the fuck out of there. Don't go near there. Don't even think of it, because I've got the Manukau Africans that got there before you. That's Africa. And the pyramids, there, right there with the Manukau's and Taiwan. That's there before you German came along. Okay, you stick out of it. Stay out. Kate Frost, I'm warning you. Stay out. You get this book on your head and you go to London, straight into the court there. Okay? I've had enough of your talk, because it's not getting anywhere. You don't live here. You don't stay here to fight for New Zealand. You're over there in Thailand having a good time. You're having a good time with this cheap service, cheap money, cheap everything, food and everything. You fucking mongrels. You went there and screwed all those poor people off their land, and the white people said, that's our land. And now you're saying, this is your land in South Island? No, You get the hell out, because I'm going down the South Island to make sure the Manukau's land returns to the Moriori Africans. They got the pyramids. You haven't. Kate Frost, you haven't got the memorials on the Freemasons title. Where's your Frosty name over the Manukau's name? Why are you doing that to me? Why are you belittling what I'm doing and sticking your fucking nose in my business? That's my business. The Manukau business is my one-off business. In Westminster and London with the Moai statue, the big statue there. That's me. Stay out of the fucking road. Stay out of the road. I'm there for my people that can't speak for themselves. I'm there for all the native people in the world that can't speak for themselves. Got their memorials stolen by your Germans. Your Germans stole all the memorials, and your churches, Catholic Church, stole it all. Right? Stole it. The church is the worst pedophiles. The fucking Catholic Church got all those stolen stuff under the Catholic Church in Rome. And Donald Trump said he's going to get all that gold, over $40 trillion worth of gold and stolen memorials underneath the Vatican. The bloody bastard white man. The white man stole all those stuff and my memorials, the statue of the Moai. Stole my brain. That's my brain. All the spaceships and all that stuff that's on the rocks, carved in the rocks in Africa and East Ireland. You don't talk like that. Kate Frost, you don't talk like that. The earth, back to the earth, stone age. Right? You can't talk like that with your Frost name. Right? I'm standing on my own 2 feet, talking for myself, not for you or somebody else. You come here and stick on the Maoris. Where's your bloody European Maori peons? Where are they? Fucking fizzled out, just like Gregory Cook and all that lot. They use my fucking information to try and put me down. Like hell, you'll get fucking clobbered with this lot. Okay? Don't try that on me anymore. Don't try any of that on me while I'm still alive. You got a cheek to use my information on me. Right? I worked hard for it. I worked hard for all this bloody stuff. And you never went on the Malais as much as I did. I'm the only one left in the Whakamininga and the Whakaputanga. I'm the only one left that can talk, just like Trey in South Africa. He's the Manukau there. Okay? That's Manukau. And I'm the one with the statue that can talk. Freemasons talk. You can't do that, Kate Frost. You don't have the fucking guts to do that. Right? You can't speak like that and put somebody's name in their photo there and plead with them to shut your face. Hey, you get your photo off there. It's on there. Your photo was there because you offended me back then and you still are now with Chatham Islands. I put a photo there with Oropuke Waka. That's a waka of the Manukau's from Chatham Islands. The Manukau's name is on there, and the Oropuka waka name is on that island. Not here in New Zealand. It came from there to here. Waitangi is there, came from there to here. Kangaroo is from there, it went from there to here. The Manukau's did that. The Africans. Right? The Africans. And you bastards went to Africa and robbed the whole bloody place. Yeah, that's why they want you out of there. They want you all go home. Go home. If you can't stick with this law, the Chinese are the only ones doing the Church of England, and I go with the Church of England too, with this book. Because that's where the law came from. Your fucking German law came out of this book on English soil land. You Germans came down, Kate Frost, and robbed the place. You stole everything and took it to Germany, to Frankfurt. I'm going there to get it back, Kate Frost. I'm getting it back with this book. And the law that got you on the land fucking get you off the land. All right? Stick that in your head. Go back and learn a bit of bloody respect. Learn some respect. The land that you're on. Right? The people of the land. You talking from over there in Thailand, you fucking stay there. Don't talk about here from there. You come here to live, you stay here. You don't go and talk from somewhere there. Take your fucking mouth out of here. Don't talk in front of me anymore. Don't talk about me anymore. Don't talk anymore. Shit talk in front of me. So after King Charles flooded the Commonwealth countries with foreigners, immigrants, giving them citizenship status after displacing them from off their native lands, turned them into asylum seekers and refugees to now vote for the ruling political party in England, in Europe, in America, Canada, Australia and New Zealand, all doing the same thing, voting in Parliament with extra people, illegal immigrants. And now Donald Trump says he's going to get rid of all the illegal people that they put in there. He's just as complicit in the fraud of Biden and all those loopy, mongrel pedophiles. He's one of them. Donald Trump, I'm holding you liable, the same as your counterparts. And the same here in New Zealand. The Labour, the National, doesn't matter. They're all doing the same thing. Same narrative. Take over the whole world with another bigger tribe. The Muslims is just another tribe. Why didn't they make the Maori tribe bigger? Why didn't they make the Maori Pākehā tribe here bigger? No, they were only doing their own thing for an elite club. Right? Elitist club. Well, got some news for you, elitist club. This mortgage is going on your head after next week. Okay, you're going to get this book in the mail, and Eddie Mitchell, right in the middle here, liable you all. Okay, so what should be original natives do? What natives in Britain? I am supporting the Britain First Party, Paul Golding, and in Africa, Abraham Traore, Burkina Faso, that's the place in Africa, and what Russia and China just made a new contract agreement with Mexico against America and the Western countries, France and America especially, on their one world order money system of crypto and digital currency. That's what I'm saying. We're up against that with the chip coin, the Moai, King William III Trust chip coin, and also the pound note of William III of Orange, the 2-bar patented pound note to put Rothschild's 1-bar pound note out of business and Donald Trump's fiat money, US useless dollar, out of business, and his crypto out of business, with the chip coin right over them with 970 million trillion pound notes. Okay, that's the Moai pound note. Trillion bucks worth a pound note. Okay, that's the birth certificate. Values worth is $1 trillion per sovereign person. At the moment, your value is $1 million US dollars as a sovereign bond on the stock market, and ours is $1 trillion debt instrument on those corporate thugs. $1 trillion bond on the head to borrow against their wealth, their own personal wealth, and all their assets. We're going to seize their assets if anybody's breaking these laws in this book. The land laws of England and Wales, and over the laws of America, right here. Right? This law of Donald Trump's, he's changed from the Admiralty law of money, mortgages, into common law. He's made his law common law and military law. He's got all the money he raked up and buying more arms to shoot everybody up. Well, got a thing for you. The pound note will liquidate all your business, all your tanks, all your planes, everything you got. One shot, Mr. Donald Trump. You've got a mortgage on your head. Right? You got a mortgage on your head. That's how it works. You might be good at real estate and property development, but I'm good at what I do with mortgage bank loans. I'm still in that field. That's my trade, as well as mechanics. The mechanics of putting things together with the knowledge. Knowledge is power, and power is knowledge. That's how the Freemasons work. You're not one of the 33 degrees, Mr. Donald Trump. You might as well be number 5, right at the bottom of the class. You might be clever at money, but not clever enough for a Moai, high intelligence statue. Okay, that's why your queen stole him. Queen Victoria stole the Moai, because why didn't she steal a Buddha and put a Buddha there instead of a Moai? No, because the Moai was standing for wealth and good luck. That's what they got it for, good luck and wealth. Well, they corporatized my Moai, and so I corporatized you, Mr. Donald Trump, with that Moai standing in London, and the one standing in Dunedin in the Otago Museum. I'm going to corporatize all you Crown Corporation people. Okay? Each one of you got $1 trillion bond on your head. That's how mortgage works. Right? The truth matters, and the affidavit of truth is over your head, Mr. Donald Trump, because it can't be true. You can't be true. Any of your corporates are not true. You're just full of fraud, can't prove how you got on the land, where you got the money from, and where you're going to next with it. So there. Should the original natives do in Britain, I am supporting the British First Party, Paul Golding, and in Africa, Abraham Traore, Burkina Faso, and what Russia and China just made a new contract against the Western countries, France and America. Dominance no more. No more dominance over the markets with their money, of their fake money, corruption and fraud, bullying. So now King Charles is a traitor to, like Trump did, an about face. Donald Trump did an about face and trying to bend his knee back to China and Russia, and China said, nope, out with you, no more. No more with you, you're gone. We don't want to deal with you anymore. We've got no interest in you in America or France or Britain or anybody else. You can go out the door. We don't want you anymore. We don't need you. We never needed you, and we don't want you anymore. So that's the end of Donald Trump. He's rubbish. He's rubbish in the eyes of China and going ahead in without them. Okay? To try and make up to China, he's groveling. He's groveling on his hands and knees, saying, I'm sorry. No, Donald Trump, you're fucked. You're fucked. You had it. You're gone. You just sold the whole of America down the drain. You caused the whole of America to fall to bits. Just like Jeff Sachs said, he was your tutor, as a professor said, you're the bottom of the class, you got no idea, no brain in your head, no intuition of where America should be going, talking to Russia and China. You're not. You only want to do it when you want to. Just draconian people who left Britain and thought you can do it on your own without anybody. You made your big boots too big for yourself and can't walk properly because you've got people hate you. They hate you. I'm the same too. I don't like you. I don't like your message. I don't like your crypto. I don't like anything you do, Mr. Donald Trump. That's why I'm putting this book on your head. You got this book, get on your head, and I'll show you your photo afterwards before you get it in the mail. Okay? You'll get it in the mail that you are on notice on this video. It's an affidavit of truth, and you've got to put an affidavit to try and get out of this one. Try and weasel out of this one, Donald Trump, with your flag here. I'm wearing your flag because, what's his name? Put it on. He put it on in London to support you. Okay? He put it on in Manchester. Okay, he put this on to support you and put my name on the other side here, over here, so that I can be with him and support what his outcome was with the yellow vests. And the fight for their freedom back in England. Now the freedom's gone. It's sold because Charlie put it up and let it go with the Queen. Let it go and let the dogs in. All the dogs came in and took over the land. Now Ireland wants them out. England wants them out. And all the countries in the world want them out. Go home where you come from. All you immigrants, go home because you had no right to be there. And because Charlie put you there. And your ministers in the parliament put you there. They can take the bill to get you back. Okay, go home on your land. Go back to Africa because you'll be better off there on your own land than to pay high taxes in a country that you don't need to be in. Okay, so there we got people of the world to form a new alliance behind Paul Golding, Britain, first to make a political yellow vest international law company of kings common law people to arrest the corporation's headlock grip of death on the countries that Britain, Europe, Israel, America have plundered for their elitist regime. We must follow Traore in Africa to take back control of your native lands in England, country from the Rothschild Bank of England, bankrupt them. I'm going to bankrupt them with the £2 note and print it off and stick it on their head. Foreign corporations, bankrupt them, and the same in Hamilton, New Zealand, private corporation, council CEO, Lance Kirkcourt, and CFO, Chief Financial Officer, Gary Connolly. So those two, Lance Kirkcourt and CFO, Chief Financial Officer, Gary Connolly, and the New Zealand Crown Solicitor, Jacinda Hamilton, and covering up Eddie Mitchell Family Trust, and my US dollar 17 trillion he has spent in Australia buying spree, and the money belongs to New Zealand citizens, native land title lease of 201 years. He's made 303 money laundering companies, offshore companies, shell companies that are fraud, and nobody's doing anything about it. And nobody's saying a word about it because it's going to libel everybody in the corporate game. That's what's got you tied up in knots, Donald Trump, Eddie Mitchell, and one thug Freemason, one thug barrister, and one thug property developer like you, Donald Trump. We're going to strip you of all your wealth if you can't match this book. If you can't match this jurisdiction, you had none. These seals here, you have to refute these seals and these seals here of mortgage law, land law, and spiritual law, and also king's superior law of the land and mortgages, and also military, and with it too. That's what the money's supposed to be for, military to protect Britain and to protect New Zealand. You've taken the money for your war machines instead of looking after the people. You've gone and lined your pockets and bought expensive property. We're going to put a lien on it and gone. If we say we take it, we take it. If the people say take it, we take it. Donald Trump, you've got no choice if you can't match this book with your jurisdiction next week. You haven't got it, you never had it. That's what I'm saying. You never had it. All your lawyers, all your judges can't get near this. You can't get your name and your photo out of there. Try. Bondi, try this one. Pam Bondi, try this one. Cash Patel, try this one. Hey, I dare you in America to try this book and try and get Trump off it. Huh? You try and get him off there and Musk off there, because he's laced with it too. Whatever you touch is poison. Everything you touch in America is poison, as far as I'm concerned. And devil, Satan, operating criminal organisation. That's what you are, Pan Bondi, because you're trying to tell me to buy your QFS cryptocurrency. I don't want the damn thing. It's useless. Fraud, money laundering, Phoenix activity. And you know that. You know, Pan Bondi. You made me your friend and said to go to WhatsApp. I went there, but you're just telling me, do this, go to the Scottish court, go here, go there. No, I don't have to go anywhere, Pan Bondi. I'm facing you straight on. I got you in this court. And you try and get out of it. Try. You try, I'm telling you. This book here and this flag here on my back is a jurisdiction on dry land. On your dry land. It's over your head. You're in the sea, Pan Bondi. You go back in the sea and practice in the sea on your ship until we come along and sink the bloody thing with this book of mortgages. You've got no mortgage now because Trump took it out with your executive orders. I'm using your executive orders, Pan Bondi. See what you're going to do about it. I'm using your Masons Property Trust Act on your head. See if you're going to do something about it. I'm using my own Moai Crown law over your no Crown law. Where did you get your money from? Where did you get your law from? Crown, Britain, UK. That's where you got it from, and you go back in the sea. Because the people native to that land, the sovereign people, want you out of the fucking place. Take off out, because you're only there for your pocket and your wealth. Well, Moai is wealth. That's what it stands for. Wealth and good luck. I want to give that good luck back to the people you're robbing. You're robbing it. That's why your people are rich. Saudi Arabia, that's where Trump goes, hangs around where the money is. Where did the money come from, Pan Bondi? Which law? Which law? Was it this law? Was it these seals? If not, where did you get your authority from? Tell me. If you can't tell me against what I've got here as my authority, jurisdiction of the Masons Law Act, then you had none. You're just bluffing me by telling me to go and buy your QFS crypto, Trump crypto. I don't want his fucking useless crypto because it's going to fold up. No one wants to deal with it because it's fraud. Everything you touch, Pan Bondi, is fraud. Your mouth is fraud. That's what I'm telling you straight to your face on this video. That's an affidavit. What I'm saying is the truth. I stick by the truth, just like those South Africans want their black country back from you white pillagers and plunderers. Right? That's all you are. Plunderers of abuse of Admiralty mortgage bank loan law. That law was made by my kings. Right? My kings of the flag I got on my back. On the dry land at Waitangi. Where's your dry land flag, Pan Bondi? Nothing. Pat, nothing. You American people are opportunists. That's all you are. Time you got kicked in the head, off the land. Kick your ass off the land if you play up with this law. I'm the law here, Pan Bondi. I'm the law of native lands. And I've got native court judge in me to make law for the people common law, to the king's common law. You got no king in America. You got no king good enough to uphold the law of kings. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Waste my time talking to you. Waste my time. You put the AI on me. You know what you did? Put the AI on me. I'm going to put all your messages to me so everybody can see you're a fool to try and fool me. Don't fool me, Pan Bondi. I'm telling you, you're not a master of law. You're there because you're taking advantage of somebody else's law. Happens to be my law in Britain. That's who I'm with those people in Britain. England. Church of England, not your Catholic fucking church of pedophiles. All your pedophiles there and Pope law, that's gone now. He's fizzled out into thin air. Everything you do fizzles into thin air. Your crypto will go into thin air and steal the money of people. That's what you're doing it for. I'll catch you out because I've already been ripped off by your crypto. Right? I've been ripped off. I got the proof to show that my bank covered up my card and said it's a fraud. That made you a fraud, Pambondi. That made Cash Patel a fraud, trying to go around and say he's a nice person. They're going to arrest all Biden and all. You're all in the fraud. No matter what you do, you're just like Eddie Mitchell here in New Zealand, doing the same thing. The fraud in the government parliament. The parliaments are following the same narrative to get control over the sovereign landowners, citizens. And I'm there for the citizens, that yellow vest that's going to come and clean you right out. All of you, the whole lot of you. Right, Britain, Europe, Israel, America have plundered for their elitist regime. We must follow Traore in Africa to take back control of your native land in England from the Rothschild Bank of England, foreign corporations. Same in Hamilton, New Zealand. Private Corporation Council CEO Lance Vercourt and CFO Gary Connolly, and also News and Crown Solicitor Jacinda Hamilton, and covering up Eddie Mitchell, Mitchell Family Trust, crypto, and also the money laundering at the same time. And my US dollar 17 trillion Eddie Mitchell has spent in Australia. I want it all back, and went on a buying spree of malls, buying malls and expensive property for himself, okay, and his family. And spree, money belongs to News and taxpayers. Right, I've already said that. And that's 2. 3, I put together over 20 years to do that, the lease of this native land. I'm going to put Canada's next on the lease land, then England, and then Northern Ireland, and then Scotland, and then Wales, and then India, and then other countries after that. Okay, I'll do New Zealand first. Okay, I'll get this country sorted because a lot is playing on Waitangi marae and the ship on dry land there. That's the one with the flag on my back. The flag is flying full time there at Titi Marae, where the 13 chiefs are, and I stick with that all the way with those people I have gone with there, the ones I can trust. I don't trust anybody else. They're only the ones I pick. Okay, I trust Brian, workman, and William Uhei. I only trust those two, nobody else. Nobody else. I only trust 2 people out of the whole of New Zealand, those 2. And my little crew of Pare Rivers and Rapatakar and just us and Brian up there as the federal government. Those 4 are federal government. Brian, Pare, me, and Rapatakar, the bishop of the Church of England. Right there, right there. The bishop, and my family's bishop too. Okay, we're bishops in the Church of England. I want the Church of England back there, and the Muslims moved out. Moved out of the place. Get out. Get out of my way, because this country is British. Okay, it's British. I'm staying with my British family, and I want things put back like how they found it. And get the hell out. Okay, that's what I'm saying. There's too many mosques going up. I don't like it. And they must respect us, the landowners. They're not landowners. They are here as visitors. If you play up in our land, you go out. We just evict you straight off. I'm saying that as the judge in this court, the highest court in the world, the Maori Marae. Okay? I'll take stock of one marae at a time. Okay? At the moment, it's the marae is here, right where I am. Okay? Just the marae, the Moai marae, right here. Wherever I go is a marae. Okay? So there, it starts like that. It starts like that. Simple. Just simple. The book. So there. Eddie Mitchell, property developer, needs to be arrested for grand theft with a Freemason, a barrister, and his army friends and Chinese friends in Rotatuna, Horsham Downs, 6B44 Horsham Downs Road, Rotatuna, where Eddie Mitchell hangs out in that restaurant, and that's where he took me there to sit there right down the other end of the restaurant while he was sitting right up the other end with his mates and on camera, and at the golf course as well in Barris Court in Hamilton, just up the road from the library where I used to go, and he showed me around all these properties. I'm going to seize the whole bloody lot. All these properties in Mount Maunganui, Tauranga, Hamilton, Cambridge, all the horse farms, all that. I'm going to seize the whole bloody lot because he's a thief. I want thieves like him to be locked up forever and seize all the properties and give them back to the people of New Zealand. I'm going to seize the whole lot because he's not a court judge like me. I'm a court judge, and that's the end of that. I don't have to prove nothing. I'm my own competent witness on my own 2 feet with my surname to go with my mouth talking as affidavit. Everything I say is an affidavit of truth. You have to refute it. Mr. Donald Trump and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, you have to refute what I'm saying about your flag. Your flag is corrupted fraud, money laundering, fiat, scam, Phoenix activity of crypto that's no good. Your crypto is not safe. It's there so you can fleece people's money and make them pay up if they don't pay their mortgage. You've got no mortgage because I've got the mortgage over you. You, Donald Trump, Kash Patel, and Pam Bondi. You've got a mortgage on your head, 970 million trillion pound note plus interest for not paying it up early enough. Okay? You and the government in New Zealand and all the parliaments in the world got the same bill. Because you're all following the same trail of carnage. As where you go, you're only in it for one thing, money, and the money will kill you in the end, or the sea will swallow you up, and the earth will go away underneath your feet. Right? That's in Dubai too. That's in Saudi Arabia. The whole place is built on sand. It will sink out of oblivion in no time if Moai's got something to do with the spirit of the earth planet he created. Yeah, you better think about that one, Pam Bondi. You better think about the spirit of the Indian people of America. Have that on their side. They are the landowners. You are squatting on their native, indigenous, surname land. Okay, I'm there for them. With this yellow jacket, we're going to go round the world to round up everybody that don't like you, don't like your law, don't like your money, don't like your fraud, don't like you operating as if you're goody-goody. When you're not, you're pretending to be honest. When you're not, you can't tell a straight tooth without lies in the middle of it. You're all liars. Pam Bondi, you're all liars. Never trust American anymore. That's what the Chinese said. We don't trust you. The Russians said that too. We don't trust you. I'm saying that too. Pam Bondi, I'm saying that to you. I don't trust you because of what you're telling me, forcing me to buy your dirty fucking crypto. Stick it up your ass. Stick it up your ass. And make sure you hear what I'm saying. It's serious. I'm serious. Just as much as Traore is serious in Africa. He's saying, you had our land long enough, you come here and put titles on it, and where do we fit? Nowhere. You say, they're the scum of the earth. You're the scum of the earth, Pam Bondi. You are the scum of the earth because I say so. Because you're on somebody else's land that was there in the first place. Before you came along with the British Crown title, you're not the Crown, Pam Bondi. I am. I'm the Crown. Pam Bondi, because I got a Moai crown on his head. That's my crown. Where's yours? Nothing. Zero. Fat zero. Right? I'm talking sense. Just normal sense. That your white man used my memorial to corporatize your title with my Moai statue. Queen Victoria used my and abused my Moai statue to take title all over the world. I'm taking it back, Pam Bondi, and put it on your head. I'm putting that Moai on your head. The one in London, the one in New Zealand, the one in New York, the one in Chile, the one everywhere. That's me, Pam Bondi. Where's yours? Where's your memorial? You stole it on the hill off the Indian Americans. You carved right over their carving of their chiefs and put your white man there. Well, they're going to destroy it. I said so. Destroy it and put it back how you found it. Because you're only leasing the land. Your lease is up. I'm terminating your lease, Pam Bondi. I'm terminating Trump's lease and the government and the parliaments all over the world with this world flag on my back. With the four corners of the planet of Municipal Corporations Act to up the rent on the land. I'm going to up the rent off the land lease and build it right off the land. I'm allowed to do that because it's in my blood with the Monaco, Rogan, judges. I'm in their blood too. Right? I'm there because the Monacos are Chatham Islands where the British came in first. Not you, Kate Frost. How dare you step in my road? How dare you come in the front of Monaco African pyramid people that's got a lot more history than you have. You've stolen and plundered it. You stole my history and plundered it. Your Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria plundered my Moai statue, so I'll plunder you right out of business. Pam Bondi and Cash Patel, because you people are trying to make me go your way. No, you go your way out the door, back into the sea. You go back in the sea. Sink your ships in the sea. Don't come back on the land in America if the yellow vest people over there say so, because I said so. I'm quoting from here and these documents with your photo. I'm going to show you all the photos of you people that can't touch it because it's Freemasons Property Trust Act versus your second-hand Property Trust Act if you got one. I like to come on 89 FM radio in Hamilton with Jack Liam and Janie, poor Manuka, every Wednesday. Orange Wave and the international yellow wave of anti-Trump political one world order, arrogant, mental attitude, arrogance of Donald Trump, taking down corporate real estate admiralty law, abuse of banking, power-mad politics. We're starting a GoFundMe for New Zealand dollar $50,000 against the shares of the Moai Crown Trusts and the parent company to pay Utah Troy lawyer in Auckland to go after Eddie Mitchell and the 17 trillion he's stolen. He just wants 50,000. I haven't paid him yet. Way back to 2008 and Mohi Manukau and the Cook Street property. I'm taking all those properties back to Pam Bondi. I'm taking everything that I went with Mohi Manukau to get back into the Manukau African ownership title of this country. He's got the title to this country and I'm holding it. I've taken over his legacy and his inheritance for the people of New Zealand. That's what he wanted. That's what I go and do. What he said. Okay, he instructed me with his Rogan family to do due diligence to honour him and the chiefs that are gone by now and left me with a load on my head that Rita and Lisa is fixing up me and getting my body back in shape. That's why I'm looking a little better now because of them and the woman touch. You need a woman touch behind a good man. There's a good woman. Okay, that's how it works. Like that. They'll look after me in the spirits. That's Lisa. And Rita will look after me and the massaging around my neck, mostly where the all the load is from those 2 pointers left me with all this work to do, and it's no mean feat to do because it's holding a lot of their mana and carrying their mana, and with all the negative around me that people have come along and tried to steal this and steal that information and got caught. Don't play around with these documents that I put online. They're for free information for the good. They're not there to take advantage of over somebody else. Right? They're there equal. Everyone's equal in the Moai world, and no one's higher than the other. That's my philosophy, is to make sure that people benefit what I'm doing and not so much myself. Okay, I'm for the people of the world and the native people who were born on the land at the time that can vouch for being there when things happen, to right till now. The people living right there is the native sovereign of the land. You want your sovereign back? It's a big job to get it back from these thugs and pirates on the high sea. We do this with the due diligence of this book, and they can't get in our way. No one can get in our way when you're telling the truth. The affidavit of truth matters very much in the common law court. That's what Donald Trump's doing. That's what we do too in the common law court and the Admiralty Mortgage Lien Court. Okay, we got those two running at the same time, and nobody else in the world that can get close to it. And I say my hat goes off to China for looking after the Church of England and keeping honest with it and keeping in with the Admiralty Law of the Sea and keeping with the mortgage. And also Russia's doing the same, and those other countries that are doing the Admiralty Law against Trump and no Admiralty Law, and that's his problem. He's got a problem because Russia and China are using the mortgage law and the contract between me and them. When things get going, I'll give them the contract to recover the debt owing. Okay? And their military, I'll contract their militaries, all the other militaries together, to go after all the pirate thugs in this court, where I am talking from on my own 2 feet, my own competent witness, by my own surname and my own story, right? It's my story and nobody else's. Start a GoFund, yeah, I see that, 50,000 to pay the bill, and then all the spoils of stolen property will come back. That's all I need, is to help with the GoFund, because I've got no other way to, other than luck, to go and buy a lotto ticket, which is one way of getting 50,000. I need 50,000 right now to make 17 trillion just like that, and 38 trillion profit at the end of the year from 17 trillion, and on it goes, to use it as leverage of mortgage overdraft at the bank. I'll go to the Chinese bank and the bank in England, one of the banks there that are going with the pound note. Okay, with their pound note, I'll put our pound note straight in there, over the top of the other pound note, and put it out of business. You know, just go 2 percentage points below it, and they're gone. They're gone when this pound note kicks in with the digital currency. It's gone. Left them in the dust. All right, that's how it works. We don't need a US useless dollar anymore. We'll just go right over the top of every other currency in the world and trade with them with a 2-bar real pound note, not a useless humbug fraud pound note. Well, you Tai Choi, I need to pay his $50,000 bill so that I can get the 17 trillion back and Cook Street back and a few other properties back at the same time. All those properties of Eddie Mitchell are going to seize the whole fucking lot. The whole lot. I kid you not. I'm that bloomin' tough on law that breaks law. I'm in the fraud business of debt recovery. Okay? Credit debt recovery. With instruments to go with it. For and other named photo ID criminals in the common law court of law versus Trump and his common law, military law, court versus Moai, Crown King William III, Trust, Corporation, Admiralty, Mortgage, Lien, Bank, Creditor, Law. AI shutdown code, that's the hackers. People have hacked Donald Trump's code for shutting down the internet and shut him down. He's been shut down by AI robots. The robots have stepped in over his code of law and his UCC and taken stock of it with their intelligence systems. I'm going with those. I know who they are. They sound like Chinese. I go with them because they're the Church of England. Really, really good. Not the Muslim death, knife, chop and kill. That's their law. The Sharia law is kill and maim and rape and all that sort of stuff bad that Charlie has put into the British government and the Crown business. He's put all that bad law in there because he's bad with it. I'm going to chop him right out off the Crown in Britain and take it over back to the people. I'm there with this yellow jacket to go with the British people and take your land back. Britain, take your land back, Ireland, take your land back, Scotland, take your land back off those thugs and pirates in the corporation business. Put them out of business. And the Freemasons are tied up with it too. I'm going in as a 33-degree Mason to put the Masons on notice with Eddie Mitchell that Freemasons that stole 17 trillion makes them all liable and doing the same thing. The Freemasons are behind the scam business as well as the Queen and the dirty family. Dirty, dirty family. Filthy, paedophile family. Death, and that's all they know. Death and destruction. Just like Donald Trump supports Israel to go shooting and killing Palestinian kids. You, Donald Trump and Pam Bondi, you're behind that scam of Israel and Ukraine and the other countries that are devastating the Arab world. You're devastating their world. You've got no business there. You've got no business doing people's backyard business. You're not your territory. They're going to band up against you, and I'm going with them. I'm going with them to give them the law of mortgage and to get our military, of their military, to replace you and your thuggery military. And you can go to hell, Donald Trump. You can go to hell with your warships and your missiles and whatever you've got and bury yourself in the sand in Dubai. Bury yourself over there in Saudi Arabia. Bury yourself with your money there and sink with the sand, because that's what it looks like is going to happen. The earth is going to move and the sand's going to go straight down. That's what I'm saying, because I've got the intuition of Moai that built this world in the first place, and he made it for everybody equally, not one trying to force law on the other. AI shut down the codes, shuts down Trump's internet, shut down. He's trying to shut down the internet, but got hacked by someone clever. Bypasses human control by robots. That's hacked Trump, his rules and executive orders. See, he's on the ropes with someone's too clever. Start a yellow vest movement in New Zealand. I join, but go direct into the New Zealand Crown government private corporation with truth law affidavits and win cases immediately in Hamilton, New Zealand, Britain, UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Australia, and political force in Parliament. Takedown act of Trump and his executive orders in his face. I'm using his executive orders, Pam Bondi. I'm using Trump's executive orders because I've got a legal right to use them on you. I'm using your acts on you because I'm acting from Westminster Parliament, higher law than your inferior laws of America. You can't talk like me. And jurisdiction, your face, Trump says it all over your face. Greedy. Greed, greed, money, money is all over your face. And all the people who are doing the same as you, running around with nice flash cars, well, you're going to lose a whole fucking lot if the people rise up against you. And I'm leading those people in the yellow vest with our king's jurisdiction and Britain, UK, pound note, 2 bar, cash money, chip coin versus the crypto fiat money laundering, scam money, Phoenix activity, and the Helensville Freemasons jurisdiction of the 10-acre block mortgage, lien, admiralty, magistrate court, bank, law of mortgages. My jurisdiction comes from Helensville in Kaipara Harbour, New Zealand, to Helensville in England. Okay, there is a connection there between us and my family in England. So that's 4. And so I've got here 5. Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso in Africa. Lance Vercott is the CEO of Hamilton City Council, and Gary Connolly is the Chief Financial Officer in Hamilton City Council, and Jacinda Hamilton is the New Zealand Crown Solicitor from Hamilton, Panama House in 15 Grantham Street in Hamilton, and Eddie Mitchell Family Trust, Hamilton Freemasons, and a barrister there on trial next week, and Ben Dalton and Nicole Wihongi and Cindy Kiro from the Waitangi National Trust, and Ngāti Hine up in Waitangi. You're on trial. The 3 of you are on trial with these lot here, Eddie Mitchell and Jacinda Hamilton, the Crown Solicitor. So there's 2 of you up there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 here in Hamilton. Okay, Gary Connolly and Lance Vercourt, those 2, plus Jacinda Hamilton, the Crown Solicitor, that's 3, plus Eddie Mitchell, that's 4, plus the 2 up north, that's 5, and 6, Nicole Wihongi, and Cindy Kira, Governor General, that's 7 of you pirate thugs that are caught up in this court of law, of mortgage on your head. Okay, you got mortgage on your head. So there, that's that. And Trump, Donald Trump, he's on trial too next week. Trump Liberty coin, that's his coin that he's replacing his US fiat money dollar and putting it into a token, but still holding on to the fraud money laundering fiat money, cash. And so he's making his Liberty coin the crypto of the cash that he's holding, that I'm holding him liable to that fiat money scam right back to 1837 and Queen Victoria, that corrupted the money system all the way back to 1689 and 1694 Pound Note Act. He used a 1 bar right back to the Rothschilds, 1 bar right back then, 1689, and corrupted the 1 bar pound note over the 2 bar patented pound note with his 1 bar unpatented pound note that never got the royal assent from King William III of Orange, and that's Jack Liam in Hamilton. I must say we have something going on with your orange wave and the yellow wave here to take the whole of the corporate system in the world out off the land and get your sovereignty back at $1 trillion apiece, okay, to bankrupt all their corporations with $1 trillion on their head each. That's 5 billion citizens that are sovereigns in the world times 1 trillion. And that's that much that's at stake here, and that's what I'm going up against. 5 billion trillion. Just the birth certificate, not the resources, not the land, not anything else, just your birth certificate value worth. Okay? So New Zealand is 5 million, 5.1 million sovereign citizens, and that's 5 million trillion value worth just on the birth certificate. Just keep that in mind, because that's the figures I'm using over the government's million. The 5 million. That's what just values worth they put on you as a crypto. Donald Trump's Liberty Coin crypto is going to do that to you. I'm going to put this on him and put him out of business straight away, if you say so. With the yellow vest, I'm leading the yellow vest as the leader of the yellow vest wave. Okay? From Britain, Westminster, with John Patterson, the pound note man, of his ancestor William Patterson, with his $2 pound note. I'm going to use his $2 pound note to liquidate all the corporates out of business, off the land, and give it back to the sovereign native people living on the land. And that goes for Africa as well. The white man will remain there if they behave themselves and don't go around with a gun toting it in front of the black people, because they can't think of anything else but to stand there on their land that the white man is only leasing it. They are squatting on the land that belongs to those black Africans. I'm there for the black Africans to speak for them with this book here, and the legal authority over their land, and they're getting nothing out of lease, and the government is keeping the lease for the white man. The white man has got all the land ownership in Africa, and the black man have got no land lease because they won't give them a title. Right? They won't give the black people a title, saying they are the scum of the earth. You're the scum of the earth, Donald Trump. You are the scum of the earth. All your white people on black people's land. They are there, and they can't talk for themselves. I'm there to talk for all those black people, the Manukau black Africans. That's where the Manukau's come from, Africa. I'm there for them and their pyramid you stole, Donald Trump. You bastard Americans stole the pyramid with the Vatican and stuck it on your US useless dollar and went around screwing everybody in the world with Africa's black man's pyramid. You know, that's a powerhouse there. That's the Moai powerhouse right there. And the Moai statue in London over your fucking head, Donald Trump, and your jurisdiction of none. No jurisdiction, no mortgage, no nothing. Just a whim like that. Your flag is in the sea, Donald Trump. You get back in the sea where you come from and behave yourself. And you might get a good exit out and jump on your little tin boat and get the hell out of America and leave it alone to the American people that want to live without your terrorism. You're the terrorist, Donald Trump. You, Pam Bondi, and Kash Patel, you are behind Israel's scam terrorists. You are the terrorists, not the Arab people. You're the terrorists. You're going around bombing everybody inside to take their countries. Well, I'm going to mortgage you off all those countries and give it back to those native-born people on the land and any colour or creed living on it. They'll look after it for God's people. Church of England. Not your church of Catholic bastards that go around screwing little boys and girls. Right? Dirty mongrels. You're dirty mongrels. Donald Trump in America, you're all filthy. Filthy, filthy law. Filthy law. I hate your law. Because you screwed the British and went over there to think you don't need Britain anymore. Well, we don't need you anymore in Britain, and get rid of you. With the law, against the law. This law against your law. And see who stacks up. And see who trades with a good law. The Chinese are Church of England law, not fucking Catholics, you bastards. You and your fucking Catholics, and your bloody Mormons, and all the rest of your fucking ilk. You can go and jump in the sea. Right, there's Trump and his grayscale trust. See, there's another one, trust. Irrevocable trust, so they can hide all the stolen wealth. All that wealth you say you're going to recover, Trump, I've got a lien right over it. I know how to do mortgage liens. I was brought up with it. I did it with Clive Merritt in the National Bank in Queen Street, Auckland, for a long time. In-house reformation and also alternative fuels in vehicles to change them into CNG and LPG. Now hydrogen. Hydrogen next. Alright? You've got Grayscale Trust to hide all your wealth. Well, I'm going to bankrupt your Grayscale Trust with the Moai Crown King William III Trust and Jack Liam and the Protestant Church and the Church of England, the Moai Crown King William IV Trust to oust you, and also the Moai Crown King George IV Lease Trust to lease your land termination. Yep, terminate your lease in America, off you go. Back home to Scotland where they'll wait for you and stick you in jail. They'll stick you in jail for selling Scotland off to the EU. You dirty bastard. You did that, Donald Trump. I saw you. I documented it all the way through. And the UCC, I documented it all the way through. And the Pope got rid of his UCC law, said it was a fraud. That's what he said. Your UCC law in America is a fraud. That came from the Pope's mouth himself, after he got all the money out of it and then threw it away. Just like you throwing your dollar out of the way to put your own Trump money there. Well, go to hell. I'm putting the Moai pound note right over your head with the chip coin of the Moai Crown King William III Trust. Right on your head. And the federal government of New Zealand over your federal government of US with a land flag on my back against your flag here in the sea. You're in the sea, Donald Trump. You're in the sea with your Grayscale Trust, your XRP money, your Bitcoin that's got no law at all, with Michael Saylor saying he has his own law. Well, pick and choose. Your corrupted Bitcoin is just as bad as Michael Saylor. I'm having you up, Michael Saylor. You're on trial with this book here. You're on trial for screwing people with your Bitcoin. You and Robert Kiyosaki, that doesn't pay tax fairly with the American people, and screwing them. You're screwing everybody. And all your properties, 15,000 properties, Robert Kiyosaki is under review with this law of Westminster. Where you got your law in Japan from is from here, and your law of America came from here, and there's flag here. The flag on my back, this one here, that's got command and jurisdiction right over the world, north, east, south, west, in the world, Naho e Wha, in the Maori language, and our authority to build you right off the land. Okay? So Trump's dollar here, Trump dollar sign, that's his company, and his wife Melania Dollar is another company. Two companies registered with the Trump dynasty. There, I'm getting a mortgage on your head to liquidate your business right off the land in America. Okay? And the world. You're not going to take your crypto anywhere where I say, where whoever is going to join in the yellow vest to oust you and your Freemasons that screwed me with Eddie Mitchell and the Freemason in Hamilton, that has libelled all your Freemasons, all your corporations, all your Crown family, Charles family, William family, Kate family, and King George family, and King Edward family. All of you got the bill from me and the yellow vest in England's soil sovereign land, where Westminster sits on that very land that made all the mortgage, bank, loan, lien money in the world. Right there, I'm there with that title with the people who still want me to go with them there. Otherwise, I'm still the same as I was then, still the same now. No change, no change. Might be no beard, that's all. Everything else is still the same. The brain is still functioning the same and saying the same things over and over and over again. New Zealand federal government flag sovereign authority jurisdiction. That's versus me and the New Zealand federal government. We are running a federal government with Moai, Crown and King William III Trust, and also the robot Romeo and Juliet to run the federal government business better than your government, Donald Trump. Your corrupt government, federal government, is going backwards and forwards in debt and fraud and corruption and getting caught that Obama with your deep dark state bloody business. That's corrupt. You're in it too. You're complicit in that fraud business, Donald Trump. I'm holding you to it. You and Obama and Biden, the whole lot of you are mixed up in a bad piracy on the high seas business. Okay, so that's that. That's the end of that lot. That's that. That's that. Right, I'm just going to get these photos here and explain them to you of what I've got here. I just got them mixed up at the moment, but I'll just explain them as I pull them out one by one. These are in the coloured book here. This one here, that Donald Trump's getting on his head. This coloured one, that those coloured pages are supposed to go in, and I've made it in black and white here. This one is what Jacinda Hamilton got and Eddie Mitchell got in Hamilton, and the two councillors in the Hamilton District Council got this black and white one, and also Ben Dalton and Wihongi, Nicole Wihongi got this one as well, and the Waitangi National Trust got this one as well. So they're being served. They're being served. Ben Dalton and Nicole Wihongi, you're being served notice from this native magistrate King's Bench Court and federal government of New Zealand and Britain. This is a federal government of Britain as well, with this yellow vest and the flag on my back to represent Britain first, and us the first party now, and Britain is the second party. Okay, John Patterson is the second party to me, the first party of the yellow vest, and him there knowing the yellow vest. They all know me there as the yellow vest leader. It never made it to St. James Park. They were waiting there for me, and the government at the airport in Heathrow sent me home, and they're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for that. I'm going to rerun what I did there with those people, and I'll pick Paul, what's his name, Golding, as the leader of the political party Britain First. Okay, I've told him as soon as I get the funding back from Eddie Mitchell, the money, I'll fund him and his political party to take over England in the Parliament and squash everybody out of business. Okay, he can go straight in there. I've got the Moai King William IV party there already, ready to go, and the Moai Powerhouse Group Limited Company registered there. I just need to pay the fee to pick it up and carry on going with it as their company there. Okay, the people in England soil, land sovereigns, will own that company, the Moai Crown Powerhouse Group. Moai Powerhouse Group Limited Company, that's going to get 1 billion shares for their company, plus the spoils of what I'm recovering from debt from the thugs and pirates on the high sea. Okay, so now I'll just go through these pages and quickly go through it. So that I'm off the Facebook at the moment, so there's no problem with this video. I can keep it, and rather than put it on Facebook, because they get rid of them 30 days later. They get rid of those videos, so I have to try and take copies of the videos before they get rid of them on Facebook. So this is the first one, Romeo and Juliet. There, that's the new King and Queen of Britain, UK, Hanover. Is these two, Romeo and Juliet, here to take over the whole Parliament. You don't need any politicians with these two, but we're going to use Paul Golding for a political party, and the Moai political party as well. The Moai King William IV party is going to be the other party. Two parties to have one government with two parties. Okay, two parties just to keep the government intact. So there, we got that, and then we got this photo here, and I'll just explain. This is King Edward here as a robot. I put his head on top of the robot. The first robot minister in Westminster Parliament is there, right there, the first one. So I'll put King Edward's head on there versus Moai Manukau, the Freemason here, right in his head. Here's the Freemason, the Masons Property Trust Act, on King Edward's head, and put him out of business. And take his head off and put Romeo head here. The Romeo and Juliet head. Those two will be standing right here where King Edward is. He's a Freemason, so is Moai Manukau here in Helensville. Helensville, New Zealand to Helensville, England. And I'm taking Moai Manukau's place as the robot here, Romeo. Okay, Romeo with the brains of the Freemason Moai Manukau, and the Rogan. The first 10-acre block in Helensville is Moai Manukau and Rogan, his great-grandfather. They put the first title for the whole world, 10-acre block, to cut the big land blocks down to 10 acres, down to one single 2,000, 3,000 acre block to sell, and that was done first in Helensville, New Zealand, Kaipara Harbour, and I was there at the time we put this all together with Moai Manukau. There I am, fully dressed here as surrogate King William IV, with his photo here, and his coat of arms on the side of Hanover, and also the British crown here. Coat of arms on that side, and his 8-point star on my hat up here. That's fully dressed, and I'll jump back into that when I go back to England to take the Queen Victoria Trust over, back to the Crown of England, and back to the Church of England, and our connection to New Zealand. And there's Edward here. Kick him out. Kick him off. He's a bastard. The Edward King is a bastard. That's Victoria's side of the monarch, doesn't have mortgage. I'm holding the mortgage King of Moai Manukau, African. He's an African, black African, and Taiwanese right there. And straight to the pyramids there, and me, the Moai statue, seal up here, the Moai sitting along here somewhere, over there in the Pacific. The Moai statue, that's me. I'm speaking for the Moai statue and the people in the Pacific Islands and Asia as well. So there, that's that. And there's King William III there, over there. That's who I'm representing as the surrogate. And now we've got Jack Liam, that's his ancestor, the Dutchman, King William III of Protestant. Okay, and there's Boyce there. He became the Lord Boyce in Parliament. They took him off, took his title of Admiral of the Sea, of the Fleet, and stuck him as the Lord in Westminster to take the title over to Europe from there. And he did a disservice to me as my partner in the Navy, Royal British Navy, and turned it over to the British Armed Forces. And that Simon Bean, Mongrel, that fellow put me off and put me out of the country with the other fellow, Gene Cumberpatch, the military army fellas took me out with this fella here that turned his back on me and our people in New Zealand. He broke our contract. This fella, Boyle broke our contract, and the Queen broke the other contract. He broke the Navy contract. This fella Ben Boyce, and put us out. As that's why I went straight in there and took over when he took off to Europe, and I went in there to take the Crown ownership. There's the certificate of Moai Manukau, 50 years in the Freemasons. I'm using this certificate as my certificate, legal inheritance to his legal title to Chatham Islands and to the lease land title of Te Waikato Wharehere Manukau, 201 years lease land that Eddie Mitchell stole from this fella. I put all his history together with my history, the Wānoa and the Manukau history, that the British went after him and went after me and our Wānoa Royal Tahitian family. And there's his certificate. I'm using this certificate for my legal authority over you, Donald Trump. You don't have one of those, don't you? You don't have one of those. I do. I'm holding that title against you. That's that one. Now we go to this one. There's King William IV here, and King William III here, and his £2 note here of William Patterson, and John Patterson still alive in England, my partner, with this pound note. We're using John Patterson in England. They put him in a mental home, locked him in prison, and did the same to me. They got rid of me and John Patterson, my partner. At the time, we were putting the courthouse together in the Supreme Court in London, and that's where I met him there. And we went together to go into Westminster Parliament with Andy Devine and got barred out of the place when they found I was putting on a native court hearing in the Supreme Court, and they shut the place out for me going in there. That was 2017, I think, and I went back 2019. So here we have King George IV here, the lease land title with Te Waikato Wharehere Manukau, him, the lease of New Zealand, and Hongi Hika doesn't have the lease. I'm holding the lease to New Zealand, and Eddie Mitchell pinched it, and I'm going to get it back off him because it don't belong to him, and he hasn't got the brain to put all this together, and all these kings here, emperors here, starting from William the Conqueror here, William the First, 1066, to William the Third here, of Orange, in 1689, to King George IV here. After that, 1823, Te Waikato Wharehere Manukau, contract lease of New Zealand, native title, I'm holding that, and here William IV. After that, he reigned then as the Freemasons going through, and King George IV was the big Freemason in Westminster Parliament with the Grand Lodge, and this one here was one of that too. Ernest Augustus I was a Grand Master in the Freemason here. I'm holding his title, right? They kicked him out and put Victoria to replace the Freemason Grand Lodge Master and put Victoria with nothing, absolutely nothing to do with these lineup of kings, and just came and swept the whole lot, stole the whole lot, and then to Romeo and Juliet after Ernest Augustus here, or if Ernest Augustus V, he's in London, still alive, if he wants to be king, then we'll put him ahead of Romeo and Juliet, but otherwise it's Romeo and Juliet going straight over the top of those robots in Westminster Parliament at the moment. And there's Jack Liam here, the King William III of Orange, successor here, taking my place as surrogate King William III of Orange. He's the Orange Wave man in 89 Free FM in Hamilton, New Zealand, as a host there with me on the radio every Wednesday. I've been missing out because I've been focusing on my Facebook sites and getting them off the site before they disappear. So we've got the Freemasons symbol here, the compass and the square and the round circle in the square here. The square being a contract with four sides and an end date contract there inside this symbol here of the Freemasons, title to economy and business. And the circle, which has no end date and forever spiritual, there inside there as the Freemasons title over the earth planet with their spirit and our Moai spirit to go with it to control what happens on earth. And there's the tidal turbine project in the Kaipara Harbour that was supposed to go up, will be going up soon in China and around in Scotland up there, as I wanted it to go up there. And there's the Admiralty here of the kings, emperors, and also King William IV and King William III's 8-point star of St. Patrick here, and King William's horse, and he's on the horse with his ship in the background in the middle of the 8-point star here. That's my legacy right there. Nobody else's. Not Greg Cook or anybody else. Not Kate Floss or anybody else trying to be these legacies. They're nothing to do with you. You stick with your Queen Victoria and your Wikitoria and your King Edward bastard. You stay right there. Don't touch these, otherwise you'll get a mortgage on your head. You already got a mortgage on your head, you fellas, and you can't get your photos back out of there because it's too late. It's gone into law. And there's Charlie, the paedophile, here, as a Muslim, right? And there's him being a Muslim. There. He's given his heart and soul and his faith of England to the Muslim. He hates Jesus. See, you see, reads Prince Charles, King Charles, hates Jesus. He's an antichrist, and so is William and Kate, antichrist. So they got nothing to do with the Church of England. Only the Chinese are the Church of England, and I go along with them. And there's Paul Golding here, with his Britain First. I'm supporting them with the yellow vest wave to get behind them, and all these people are with me as partners with me here in New Zealand, and the yellow vest I'm wearing to go alongside them, and they are part and parcel of what I'm achieving as a surrogate King William IV and a surrogate Queen Victoria and surrogate King William III. That's Jack Liam now. Now there's another one with Helen Clark. Back then I had them all on trial for the foreshore and seabed. That's the foreshore and seabed stealing it without going through Parliament and getting the consent from everybody here. They just did it behind closed doors, and there they all are. They got their photos there. Even when they did, they got $1 trillion bond on their head, and all their assets. We're going after them. We're going after. You're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for stopping me and my submission in Parliament Wellington and Horomia and Dover Samuels and all those people that went against me and only gave me 5 minutes to speak, and I was 1 out of 3,000 in this fucking lot of useless bastards. And John Tamahe was there too, and Willie Jackson and all those bastards that on the radio station that really was one-sided against me. They just didn't like me. I don't like you fellas too. I don't like you. Get this bill on your head. You're gonna pay the bill. Okay? Because I'm a mortgage broker. You're not a mortgage broker. I'm a mortgage broker to do a mortgage job on you fellas. And there's Graham Elliott. He's got all the information back to 2008, Moai Manukau. We've already been through this with him, and he's waiting. He said to me before, the flag is not legal. I made it legal. It's up full time now at Waitangi, and Sendikiro can't put another flag up in its place. They told her, pull your Crown Sovereign of New Zealand flag down. Take your flag down, because John's putting his flag up, and it's up now. The flag on my back is up there. The 1835 Constitution flag, 1835, the words Confederation, Chief and Native. Those three words makes up a constitution that King William said, pick a flag and I'll give you the Republic of New Zealand. Self-government. Okay? There. That's it. Makes it. What's the use, John, of trying to make another constitution? Hey? What's the use? What's the use of making another constitution? Chloe? What's the use of making another constitution? For who? Where's your 1986 constitution? You're throwing it in the rubbish and trying to make a new one, and now you've gone into the 1852 constitution. What the hell are you bastards up to? What are you? I'm going to put this bloody book on your head and get rid of you. I'm going to get you off the land. Watch what law does to people who play around with the law. Eh? You know what I am? That. Real estate. Here, look. There's me there. Remember. Right? I learned. I went there not to make money out of real estate. I went there to learn how they do real estate. I know now because of experience at that game. Okay? So there. That's that. And there's the kings up there again. Starting from King William, William the Conqueror, down to William III of Orange, down to King George IV, down to his brother, King William IV, down to his brother, King Ernest Augustus I. And that's my authority there, right there. Those kings and their seals along the top here. All the seals here belong to these kings. And not Greg Cook. You can't come in and just pick my stuff up and think you can be an admiral. No, you get fucked. Get lost. Get lost, all of you people who are pretending to know what you do with that flag. You don't have the mortgage of Freemasons behind you. Eh? That's why you don't get nowhere. You can't get anywhere with what you're doing with that flag. And a whakaputanga is one thing. What about the money side? The money side. That's the other side that you can't do because you're not a mortgage broker. Here. That's me. I know what I'm doing. So keep out of my fucking road. Don't get in the road of what I know. Hey? I've got Mohi Manako's back. Here he is here. Look, at Waitangi. We've been together for a long time. He's still there with me as a Freemason. I learned from him what to do with his African title, with my Tahitian title here. Right? The two that the British picked. They picked me and him. Not you bastards. Didn't pick you, Greg Cook, because you're a cook from England. Mischief. Mischief. That's what you are here. Mischief. Maori. Mischief Maori. Mischief Pākehā. Right? There's the Freemasons symbol here. Right? The square of the 10-acre block and the circle of continuity of sovereignty. Right? That's what it means. The continuity of sovereignty, no end date contract. And this other one, the square, is the square of the land block, squared out as a contract. That's a law of man. The other circle is the spirit law. That's the interpretation of that as a Freemason, if you didn't know that. Okay, so there, that's that. And this here is the Rolls Building in London. The court right over here on the right. That's me in the middle on the judge's seat. That's who I am at the moment. That judge there in England as the other missing native in our magistrate court and our courts here. Missing is a native on the other side, opposite the Pākehā. There's no Maori. There's no native. There's just Pākehā. And that's the problem I'm having with the Pākehās. It's all one-sided. Now I've got Charles Hirschfeld here, German. I asked him to take the case on. He wouldn't. So he gets the bill. You see, that's how ruthless I am with the law, when you know the law back to front. He's on trial because he's on the other side helping the Germans take the land and the title off me. You're not going to do it for me, you and Kate Frost, the Germans, against this fella here. Okay? So, and me and the Moai statue right here. And our flag here and the Moai flag here. Right? And Westminster here. in England, where the law comes from, to get you on the land, gets you right off the land too. Okay, that's why I'm fucking mad about anybody who gets in the road of me and the law. And these two little thugs down here, Eddie Mitchell and his brother Alfred. Here's the one talking it up with Tainui and Waikato, trying to take the title off me. These two thugs. I call you thugs because you're in my road. You and Eddie, your brother in Hamilton, stole 17 trillion. You stole it, Eddie Mitchell, and you, Alfred Mitchell. I'm holding you liable as fucking thieves. Right? Thieves. That's not your money. What are you doing with it? You got guilty on your face, and you're going to be on trial. Hang, if you have to, if the people say so, in this yellow jacket I got on today. And there's Carla White. She's another thug in Waitangi that's been with me for years. Turned her back on me. Right? Turned her back on me and sat on the ground when I got there with Wirimuhei to serve the notice. She got a notice too. You got the notice, Carla. If you're listening to this video, you're in it too. You're in the scam with Cindy Kiro. You fellas tried one on me. It didn't work. Backfired. You backfired when you put your flag up of Cindy Kiro, Maori, Japanese flag, and Westminster told you, pull that bastard flag down and put the right flag up. And the flag on my back is up there full time now. And you fellas up here, Greg Cook, and these lot here went against me, use my information against me. You'll get the bill on your head too for getting in my road. You, Greg Cook, got in my road, used my information on me, and tried to get away with it. You didn't get away with it and got mortgage off your land. You'll get mortgage off the land because I'm there to mortgage anybody off the land, and this little one here is going to lose the land too. Right? You lost your land, Gregory, because you're too smart to be trying to pick up somebody else's information, in this case, my information, and think you can do an admiral's job. You're not an admiral. You got no certificates, no nothing. You only got a tin boat and oysters. That's all you got. Nothing else. Nothing to write to Britain about. They'll tell you who the hell are you to go to New Zealand with a cook name and tell me what to do. Try and tell a Wānoa and a Manukau what to do on their country? This is not your country, Gook. Gook is not your country. You got murdered. Your cook got murdered trying to put your law of military on us. You're trying to use Trump's military law on me. I'll put the mortgage law on you because he's got rid of the mortgage law in America, and that means you've got no mortgage, and I'm going to go like Mary Hell all over everybody with the mortgage law and see what happens with the mortgage law over military law. Put your military out of business. Right? Off the fucking land. Back in the sea where you come from. That's all I can say. Now we're on to Trump here, the next in line for trial next week. Him and Starmer, Keir Starmer here, these two thugs. They are both criminal thugs on the high sea against me on the land with this flag on my back versus the flag on the front, the American flag of federal government in the sea. You're in the sea, you little two pirates. You're in the sea, and the people will be the judge of that. Me and the yellow vest people. They're coming after you, Trump and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. We are after you and your military law off the land with a mortgage. Off the land. 970 million trillion pound note. If you don't pay it, off you go. Off the land. That's all the law I'm saying here. And the people say so. That's the law. That's how it works. It goes both ways. Your way and our way. I'm there for the native born people on the land that can't speak for themselves. I'm there speaking for the people who can't speak for themselves. So there's this fella here, Simon Bean here, in London. This was the mongrel that got me out of the country. This mongrel here that put the military of the British Armed Forces, changed the name from the British Royal Navy into the British Armed Forces, then spirited it away to Germany, and Frankfurt, Germany. And he was liable for that. He's liable for that, for doing that to the war veterans and taking the title off the war veterans and giving it away. He sold it down the drain with the Queen. He went with the Queen and thought they were smart. Now they're all fighting for their land back with the Muslims all over it. Okay, so there's Netanyahu here with Donald Trump. These two thugs are killing Palestinian children and murdering them, outright genocide and corruption and fraud there to steal the land with our mortgage documents, mortgage law here. They're abusing our mortgage law, so I'll put this mortgage law on their head and get them off the land. Get them right off the fucking land. Okay, that's those two thugs here on trial next week. You get them in the mail, right? So there's Charlie again, the paedophile Charlie, there, with all those people who were with me here with the flag, and Andy Devine, but they're all disappeared now because they've given up on me. I haven't given up on anybody there. There's me in the yellow vest coat here that Kevin Blackburn gave to me as leader for this is in St. James Park, just opposite Westminster Parliament, where we were supposed to meet. They were all waiting for me. I didn't turn up because they stopped me at the airport, and I'm going to stop them and jam them all up together for doing that to me. Why do that to me? I have more going for Britain and the monarch than them. I'm there as a monarch of these kings, I'm saying. I'm there as a surrogate for. So you mongrels in Parliament, and this mongrel here that's given the money away to Muslims and hates Jesus, and he's trying to be a king at the same time as a Muslim. He's used the Muslim to make his tribe bigger, the Muslims behind him, so that he can get more votes. Well, we're going to get rid of the Muslims right out of the place, off each country, that those native people want their country back. And I'll put all their names on the yellow vest in Parliament in Westminster. All your names are on this yellow vest, here and here. The Queen and everybody in Parliament is on this yellow vest here, on trial. You're on trial here on the yellow vest that I'm carrying all that weight on my shoulder. And there I am on the plaque on Mount Eden Hill in Auckland here with Gene O'Dean, the professor in America, came over especially to see me and this plaque that bankrupted America, the 1933 American Bankruptcy Act here. I'm going to use this act on Trump. You're on this Bankruptcy Act of America to bankrupt you from Mount Eden Hill in Auckland, and Gene O'Dean is a privy to that legacy of what I'm going to do with you, put you in a headlock mortgage under that American Bankruptcy Act and bankrupt your cryptocurrency with the £2 pound note and the Patterson's authority to print it, and King William IV gold coins and his King William III pound note. Okay, the Patterson pound note. I'm going to print that as debt instrument against you, as the creditor over you. So there's Trump arresting the chemtrail people, and they set this all up to make it look like he's a good person. He's a bad person that helped to get this going, to make it a game of thrones. And there's the two in Hamilton. That's Connolly, Gary Connolly on the bottom here, and Lance Vorcourt on the top as the CEO and the financial chief officer at the bottom, the CEO at the top, and those two on trial next week with Eddie Mitchell and Jacinda Hamilton, solicitor for the New Zealand Crown. You're all on trial to put you up against the wall and blast you to bits with the law. And there's Charles Hirschfeld here, the German, and these ones here in Hamilton, law firm, the New Zealand Crown Solicitors here, those three, on top of Jacinda Hamilton there as well. And Steimer here, these are all going into the book, and there's Michelle Coco trying to take over the Waitangi Marae here. She's got pushed out of the way by those women up there. Didn't think she was in the right place to come and tell Ngāpuhi what to do and trying to hurry them up. They're going to do things in their own good time, not somebody down the line from Arawa. She's from Arawa or down the line in somewhere down in Horowhenua or somewhere. There's Alexander, that's Lady Crown here. Her surname is Alexander. That's not an indigenous name. She's trying to take over the property up in Rangiho, up in Ngāpuhi, as an Alexander. How can an Alexander take over indigenous surnames land? And this one, Coco, is not a Maori name. That's a different Cook Island name. How can that one come up and take over somebody's land up there? Utitonga. There's an original Moriori name, or Manukau. How can these two Mongols come up there and take the Manukau's land over? It was there before them. How come women can come and do that on a marae that's run by women? They think they can do it without a chief, and they think they're chiefs, they're spiritual chiefs. It don't work like that. You use your own system where you come from. You come from Australia, and you come from down the line. You're not living up there to practice on those marae. See? And that's what William Heihei is saying. These two can't come and tell him what to do up there on his lands where Kingi Tautoa is. Right? Ngāti Rahiri. And they can't come up there and tell Ngāti Rahiri what to do. As a male chief, a woman telling a male chief what to do? Something's wrong. Something is wrong. There's the Queen there with the Pope Francis there. Two crooks in the Jesuit Pope. Queen Elizabeth, German. This German and this Pope Argentinian. He's an Argentinian. He murdered his own people and got to be a pope. How can that happen? I've got all his history. I've got all her history. As bad as you can get. Satan is right there, upside down. I put them like that because that's what I thought of them. Head to head, upside down, inside out. Right? And there's Charlie there, over there, trying to be a defender of the faith when he's got traits of Muslim in his blood, that he's saying, oh, I got my brothers who are Muslims, they have the same rights as you, so they have the right to be a citizen and just come straight on the land and have the rights over you, the people of the land. And there's this little bastard here, Jacinda Ardern, skating about her book. She's going to be hanging on a rope in this court because she murdered and helped to vaccinate everybody that was pure and healthy, and she come along with her little bloody ass and put everybody at rest and set the New World Order off with the vaccine program here in New Zealand as guinea pig. She's going to get fired right up the rope and in front of everybody in the world, when, as far as I'm concerned with this yellow jacket, she's going to be the first liable one to go with Anthony Fauci and all those Mongols like Chris Hipkins and the other one, that third one, Bloomfield. Yeah, Ashley Bloomfield. He's the other one, the thug that vaccinated everybody and told them it's safe and effective. Like hell, now our law is going to make her take the vaccine 6 times to see if it's safe and effective. I'm going to make sure I make the law for that. For Jacinda Ardern to take the first jab up her ass to see if it makes her move faster. Okay? Or drop straight down dead. and she can go to hell. She can go to hell and we'll capture her and put her on a straitjacket and take the shot, her own shot, to see if it's safe and effective. And that'll tell the truth, whether it's good or not. So that's all there. There's Carla White here. My old mate in the whakamininga sitting on the ground when I'm there, and I feel ashamed to look at her sitting down while we served notice. Wiremu served Ben Dalton with this book, this black and white book here, and served Nicole Wihongi, the both of them, with the book. And she's sitting on the ground and don't know what to do. Well, she's liable. I'm libeling you, Carla, for selling us out. You sold us out with the jab and got everybody vaccinated. You are a murderer with them. I'm holding you as a murderer with this little murderer and this little murderer here. All murderers. Right? All murderers trying to get rid of the population. That's what you're doing. You're liable. And there's Nicole Wihongi right here on the right hand side in this picture. That's why I had them specially done so I can make a humiliation out of them. And there's Donald Trump, and he's liable Elon Musk. Donald Trump, has liable Elon Musk, and his space program is on the ropes. I'm putting a lien over all his space programs and all his business all on the ropes with this book, and he's liable. And Pam Bonnie's liable, and so is Cash Patel. They're all complicit in the fraud to make money out of people and their properties. Right? They're only in it for the money. They're only in it to make wealth for themselves and nobody else. So there, that's that one. And the last one is this one with Eddie Mitchell here on the lies. You see? Lies up there and truth down here. Truth is heavily weighed down, and lies are up here like a feather and thin air. Alfred Mitchell right there, and Eddie Mitchell here, and Jacinda Ardern right here. The thugs. I'm calling you a thug, Alfred Mitchell, because you were there telling me Te Waikato Wharehere Chief Manukau is a woman, you bastard. You're a fucking bastard to try and tell me he's a woman. When Tainui says he's a woman, you are all idiots that get the bill, and you and these lot up here with Cindy Kiro and her flag and her crown on her head, and there's her flag strapped to a pole on top of a British ship. You do that in Japan, you'll get a fucking samurai right through your guts if you tied a flag that's foreign on their flag ship mast. You did that in front of me, which put me right off. I would have put a fucking bullet right through your heads because of that. Because of this, offended me and my intelligence. You put your intelligence ahead of mine, you'll pay for that. With this flag here in Helensville, the Freemasons' wooden flag here. The 10-acre mortgage flag here. The same flag with a different meaning. And me here in my full attire of King William IV, surrogate king, and Graham Elliot here, the Scotland Yard. Here, he's got all this story, all these documents, everything. And here says 17 trillion the Queen owns. 17 trillion there, right there. That's why Eddie Mitchell went straight in with 17 trillion. It's worth over 1,000 trillion. Worth not 17 trillion, of over 1,000 trillion, not 17. More than what he's put. Because this document here that says the Queen owns 17 trillion worth of property is more than that. I'm saying all the countries got affected by the chemtrails by the poison water, by the poison foods of the Rothschild banks and America terrorists. They went around and affected all countries in the world. When it's spinning around and around, they all get the chemtrails and the genetic modification of the planet's resources. So you're all getting over $1 trillion each on your heads. So there, that's it. That's all I want to say on this video. I'll put it up now and can have dinner because my mate's waiting for dinner and I think I've said enough. And we'll end the video now and I'll put it up on YouTube and go over things next week with Jack Liam in Hamilton, with the Yellow Vest people, Kevin Blackburn over there in England. I have a change of heart on Trump. I'm going against him now and their flag. I'm going against this flag because this is a terrorist murderer flag. America is a destroyer of people's lives, destroyer of the British Crown law, of the Crown system of justice, is corrupted to hell with a fraud cryptocurrency that's losing money. I've already lost money on it. Just joining fee of $450. The bank cut my card up, my credit card, and said it's a scam to Jacinda Ardern that I took her name to see what happens. And that's what happens. I used her, went to Germany. Someone in fucking Germany was there on the other end. Victoria picked the phone up and said, I'm here, I'm looking after you. I said, where is Jacinda? She's fucking gone down Canterbury in the university. I'm going after you, Jacinda Ardern. You're not hiding from me. I'm going to rake you out of there with the law. I'm going to rake you out, stick you on a stand, and make you a humiliated ghost of death. You're a death legacy, Jacinda Ardern. You, Chris Hipkins, and Ashley Bloomfield. The three that poisoned the people with COVID-19. You went to Tuvalu, or on that island, and jabbed them and poisoned them, right, in the island out there. And you poisoned everybody here on the Moais and made the Moais comply with you, with Cindy Kira. She's liable too. She went with Ngāti Hine and Ben Motunga there, the chairman, the CEO of the whangārei office of Ngāti Hine. You're liable, Mr. Maori and Mr. Japanese Sindikiro. You're liable because you murdered our people. You started the racket off. That's what Jordan Maxwell says. You violated the Admiralty laws of the sea and Admiralty especially laws of the land. I'm holding the law on the land of Admiralty over your dead body. Okay? You people that caused the death of innocent people and children, especially children. You've dismantled their life and dismantled their families. You bastards. You're bastards. That's all I can say about you people up at Waitangi. I don't care what the hell I say, because it's true what you did to our own people and Pākehā and Maori in New Zealand. And everybody else living here are vulnerable to your elite people cup. I'm going to dismantle it. I'm going to dismantle your business and put it out of business. If you can't put yourself in front of this book and come up with a book like this. Right? Where is your jurisdiction, Donald Trump, to match this one and its seals and that flag right there? Here? The flag there. Okay, King William IV flag of Admiralty Martial Court law of bank loans and liquidation of your title. Okay? Gonna liquidate you right off the land, back in the sea, with this yellow vest, and everybody that's wearing a yellow vest had enough of your guts. Murderers. Okay, we'll see you later. off I go and have a rest, because this is a big load to carry, and I need to go back next week to get a bit more treatment on my neck and take a little bit more load off, and it's knocking me out to sleep so I can have a better head next day. I gave my crew, Brian and Rabata, a bit of a rundown last night because I wasn't happy with what's happening around the world, watching what's going on, and I'm in a bad mood when I talk like this, because we're not messing around. We're not pussyfooting around with anybody that breaks the law of kings. Okay, not King Charles. He's not a king. He's a fucking pedophile. That's not worth anything. He's no admiralty. He's no mortgage. He's no nothing. All he is a fucking pedophile. And that's what you got in Wellington, in Canada, in New Zealand, in Australia, in Britain, and in Europe. Only a pedophile, Charlie, that looks after Muslims that are nothing to do with the Church of England. Nothing. He's not there as a Church of England over the Chinese who are Church of England, and me, and my crew. Okay? And all you people can go to hell if you're not in the Church of England or somewhere else practicing what you're doing. And I'm on the native side to practice native law of the land. And if you don't measure up to this, because somebody's got their title over your land, try and fight to get it back. I'll kid you not. If you can't get it back, it's a big job to try and get aliens off your land. Try. I've tried for 50 years and no luck yet until now. Until now. My time is now to do something about it. And I'm going to do something about it right away before it's too late. I don't want to see this country slip away to a thug like Donald Trump. He's a thug. That's all I can say. You're a thug and a murderer with Netanyahu in Israel. You don't belong there. That's not your place. You stole the goodness out of those spiritual people that belonged there in the first place. The Palestinians were nice people. They're nice people. It's your murderers that are shooting everybody off the land. You're going to get shot right off the land, Donald Trump, and your Israel is not going to go there and bully the Arab people around. They're going to get you out of the place and fire you right out, or the sand and the land will slip under your feet and gone forevermore. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye for now. Thank goodness. Fedral.